I'm very sorry, Mrs. Palmer. We did all we could.
I want my baby. You've lost it, Mum. Oh, where's David? David should be here.
As I said at the beginning, I always seem to get lumbered with the telegrams. When my young brother Kevin tied the knot, had quite a few problems with some of his schoolmates. Oh. Well, not quite the same situation today. Now to the lucky last one. Well, I haven't been that bad, have I? I might have to keep you all in suspense. Well, after having read it, I'm not too sure whether you should hear it or not.
Let's get it over and done with.
Right. Well, it's, I'll tell you who it's from first. It's from some funny group called The Used Ones.
The Used Ones?
Whatever that means. I think it might have something to do with Rob, though.
Oh, yes.
It's got a note with it, too. It says I have to sing it.
Oh, please.
Don't worry, you're safe. I'll just read it out. All right, Rob and Angie, hope you're happy. Drop the clutch and get in gear. Watch the steering, check the handbrake. We'll trade it in for you next year. The used ones. Well, that's all from me. I'd like now to hand you over to our MC, Wayne Hamilton.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good experience for the lad. My next duty is to introduce you to the father of the bride. No doubt you're all wondering who that'll be. I'd like to ask my father, Gordon Hamilton, to step forward.
Thank you, Wayne. Most of you are aware, of course, that I am not Angela's natural father. But David Palmer has allowed me the privilege of making the speech for both of us. I'd like to thank him for that.
Susan? I thought you should know I want to keep her here for another day at least. Well, she's fine physically, but I want to keep her under sedation.
Oh, if Dad was here, I know she'd calm down.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that.
I can't understand it. He should have got the message. Can I make another interstate call?
Of course. I'll let the switchboard know.
Not a great deal more I need say, except that it's been a delight and a privilege to bring Angela up as a daughter. And I'm very confident and very pleased in her choice of a husband. I know he'll look after her in a way that both David and I would wish. Thank you.
And now I'd like to propose a toast to the bride and groom. The bride and groom. Let's see if they can still stand for the bridal waltz.
Gordon, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I've come to a conclusion.
I'm serious, I know.
Very. I feel out of place. With Patricia here, it's going to be very difficult being in Sydney. It's not fair on you. It's not fair on me. So I've decided to go to Melbourne. An excuse to visit relatives. I can't say I'm very happy about you taking Patricia back, but I'll learn to accept it. Doesn't mean I have to stay and watch it happen, though.
I've been terribly unfair to you. Can't think of another woman who's put up with me changing my mind so much. And then my mind, my affections, and all that gossip I put you through.
No, that's the least of my worries. Let's give them something to really talk about after I've gone.
Giving up at last, are we?
I saw you watching me with Gordon, Patricia. You can save your bitchy remarks. I'm leaving.
Oh, good.
In fact, I'm leaving Sydney in a few days. For a while.
Even better. Our little talk had some effect, did it?
You really are a very sad woman, Patricia. Whether you like it or not, Gordon's not going to forget me. And I'm choosing to leave you to it. Not because I feel defeated, but because I don't want to see Gordon suffer anymore.
How very noble.
Well, at least I know the meaning of the word. So does he. I'm just giving him time. Oh! Lovely party.
This should do it.
You don't think anyone saw us sneak away, do you?
No. Too wrapped up in the champagne.
Oh, well, I bought the spare just in case you choke on the petrol.
Don't you ever check your fuel gauge?
Oh, I just forgot to look. I once tried putting metho in the old V-dub.
Did it go?
No, but that wasn't anything new. You don't think Lynn will get snitchy at me for pinching her?
No, of course not. She's having an amazing time. She won't even notice I'm gone.
There you are. What are you doing here?
David's getting ready to leave.
You better come out again. Dessert's about to be served. Can't have the mother of the bride vanishing halfway through the breakfast.
You know, Wayne, I really wish you'd try to be a little more subtle. Your lack of manners while you were emceeing was noticed by a lot of people.
Does it matter? Surprised you care whether things go right or not.
I may not be for the marriage, but I'm not stupid. If I don't appear to be on side, Angela's just as likely to go hightailing it off to Melbourne. At least the marriage will keep her here until she gets the Palmers out of her system.
Taking a bit of a punt, aren't you? There's nothing to stop her and Rob going back there straight away.
I wouldn't be too sure.
What little plan have you got now?
Oh, you're a quick backer?
Oh, well, I have to be. I'm really worried. I tried home again and Susie's, and there's still no answer.
There's bound to be an explanation.
That's what I'm worried about. If it is the baby...
I'm sure it's nothing serious.
Could you do me a favour? I don't want to get tied up in that crowd again.
Of course.
Could you ask Rob and Angela to come in? There's something important I'd like to see them about.
Fine.
Tastes better than petrol.
Well, you wouldn't say that if you'd had some of the champagne I've had.
Thought Fiona had good taste.
Oh, it depends how flush she is.
Yeah, well, you'll be on top stuff from now on. Her money.
So why does she hasn't bought a vineyard?
Yeah, I can just see Fiona treading her own grapes.
And drinking all the profit.
Yeah, hello. Where have you been?
I was just going to ask you the same thing.
Jules Carney did topping up.
With champagne? Oh, don't tell anyone. I couldn't bear to ask anyone to drive me to a garage. Oh, well, the dessert's being served, so if you want some, you better hurry up.
The famous Pav. Pity Mum's not here.
Yeah. Well, come on or you'll miss out. Oh, thanks for the help, Kev.
No worries.
A week ago, I'd have been so jealous catching you with a pretty girl.
Who?
I'll tell soon you said that.
Don't you dare.
I hate rushing off like this, but I know you understand.
Of course.
And I would have liked Beryl to have been here with me right now. It's not possible. So here's to you both. It's not as much as we'd like, but it's from both of us, and, well, hope it helps you.
$300. Oh, thank you, David and Beryl.
Thanks, mate. Very much.
Why, I think it's a lovely present. Just wait here for a moment, will you?
Did you manage to get a flight?
Oh, yeah, they've got me one in 2 hours.
Won't have much time. It's a fair drive from here.
Oh, you're right.
I was going to wait until after all the guests had gone, but now seems as good a time as any. Doesn't look like much. It's only a receipt. The title hasn't come through yet. But you are now the proud owners of the block of land that you were so keen about.
Oh, Mummy, that's fantastic.
True, eh? How about that?
Well, with David and Beryl's money and the way you're saving at the moment, Rob, I don't think it'll be long before you're talking to an architect about building your own home.
You still here?
I was just about to ask the switch to try Sydney again for me.
Oh, I think you might be wise to go home. Your mother's resting. She doesn't know what's going on. And you'd be far better off having a rest yourself.
I don't like leaving her.
I'll contact you if there's the slightest change in her condition.
Thanks, Doctor. Does make sense. I'll be able to collect a few things from the house for her and try Sydney again.
We'll give Mum our love.
And we'll do. And you enjoy yourselves for the rest of the time you're here. Fiona will probably make sure you do, I suppose.
Yeah. Feel a bit guilty not coming back with you.
Well, your mother would be annoyed if you didn't stay on.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Anyway, I better get going. Bye.
Hang on a minute. Oh, just caught you. Oh, sorry. A couple of pieces of wedding cake for you to take back and a piece of pavlova for Beryl. Do you mind taking them on the plane?
No, of course not.
Well, I know they're not the easiest thing to handle, but we just wanted Beryl to know we were thinking of her, even if she's not well enough to eat it.
Thanks, love. It'll mean a lot to her. You make sure you and Rob keep in touch.
Oh, you'll probably have to put up with us popping in from Macedon at some stage, apart from the fact we want to thank Beryl for the present.
Well, I look forward to it.
And thank you again for coming and for everything.
Hey, watch the pen.
I think you're a great dad.
Hey. Behave yourselves.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Well, come on, you two. Back to the party.
Day of celebration, Gordon.
Yes, it is.
I thought it might be a day of burying hatchets as well.
Did you?
It would be so good if we could call it quits as far as resentment is concerned.
All champagne in the world won't make me change my mind about you.
I thought you might have finally understood me buying Woomba is not what it looked like.
As far as ruining me is concerned, well, at a pinch I can excuse that. But I can't forget the lies about Patricia and James Shepherd. Another glass of champagne.
Hi.
They got some great presents.
Yeah. Listen, I haven't had time to say thank you.
What for?
For saving my neck. What else?
Too good a worker to lose.
Glad someone thinks so.
I am worried about you. You're going to have to learn to separate your personal life from work.
I'll get there.
Hal doesn't fool around. When he says you'll be out, he means it. I'd hate to see that happen.
It's nice to know I've got someone on my side.
I wouldn't bother if I didn't think you had something going for you.
Thanks. Needed that.
Might sound a bit flowery, but it's nice to have someone genuine about the place.
John, I've been looking for you everywhere. Come on, we got to fix up the wedding cake. Oh, right. Can't let them go without that.
What's in the street? It's central up here, Mrs. Keegan. Oh, I've just been checking on Angela. See if she needs anything else, changing into a going-away outfit.
You really do know how to run a house, Rosie.
Oh, well, I've been doing it long enough. Oh, and I think I could look after a place as big as this.
No, I have a job looking after our small home.
Oh, it's not too bad, really. It's a lovely house. I'm going to miss young Rob around when he and Angela eventually do move out.
Yes, I could say the same thing. Although Bob and I've got used to him coming and going as he pleases. Won't seem any different, really. Might even see more of him. I was a bit worried about David going back on his own. I wondered if I should have gone with him.
Oh, it's a good thing the wedding plans were changed. Imagine if it had been down there with Mrs. Palmer feeling off colour. Oh, she'd have been in a real panic.
Oh, I do hope she's all right. You've got a daughter to be proud of, Aileen.
I think so.
She'll be all right. She'll just be having one of those days. I know exactly how she'd be feeling. Oh, I've had enough of them. When you're pregnant, there are some days you just don't think you can face getting out of bed.
You don't say, love.
I don't know. Some things never seem to change.
Nothing wrong with that.
I remember when I was a kid, we used to do the most dreadful thing to neighbours' families when there was a wedding on. We used to live near a church, you see.
I can't imagine you playing up, Mr. Keegan.
Oh, believe me, I was a holy terror.
Your grandson seemed to have got it from you.
Ah, there's nothing wrong with a bit of good old-fashioned fun. Do you want any help there, fellas?
Nearly finished, Pop.
Oh, all right.
There, finished.
Thank you. All right, how do I look?
How do you think? You look as fantastic as the first day of the clapped eyes on.
Don't quite know how to take that.
You know exactly how to take it, Mrs. Keegan. Never thought I'd see myself getting married with quite so much hoo-ha. Wouldn't have mattered, you know, if we had eloped.
I know.
It's good to see David and Gordon getting on so well. And you, being the best girl in the world, that's all. God, I'm lucky.
We've both been through a lot, but we made it. We're both lucky.
Oh, sorry, Rosie. Wayne said there was a call for me. Mrs. Hamilton took it.
Just a minute, here she is. It's Hal. He's very apologetic about ringing, but it's some urgent matter for you. I've asked him over for a drink. See if you can talk him into it.
Oh, it's really good to see you.
You too.
Put Lippy all over you now.
Have a good time.
It was a beautiful wedding. It really was.
See you, kids.
Oh.
Mrs. Keegan, Mum, Aileen, if you like. Thanks for the house. We'll look after it.
You're welcome. You know that.
Well, Mum, I finally did it, eh?
We're very proud of you, love.
Dad?
Congratulations, son. Good luck.
Daddy,
See you, mate.
No need to say any more.
thank you for everything.
Bye-bye, darling. Have a wonderful time when you get back.
Mother, it was wonderful. Thank you.
You're okay, Nana? Are you happy?
My pleasure.
Of course I am.
Just look after her.
Oh, I will.
feeling?
Sorry.
Must be as wrong as my one about you last night.
You look after yourself.
Thanks. For everything, you know.
Hey, don't believe it. Not a tin can inside. See you, mate.
Bye.
Hello?
Oh, thank heavens we've got you. It's Rosie Andrews here. Is that Susan?
Yes, it is.
I'm ringing from the Hamilton house. David's been trying to get you since he got a message about Beryl not being well, but there's been no answer.
Well, that's funny. I told Mrs. Hamilton Mum was in hospital.
Hospital? Patricia didn't say anything about hospital.
Could I talk to Dad, please?
Oh, he's not here. Went straight after the speeches. The message he got was that Beryl wasn't well enough to travel, and could he get home as quickly as possible? Nothing was said about hospital, Susan.
That explains things, then. Mrs. Hamilton said the line was bad. She must have got things really mixed up.
Well, I know what's behind it all now.
I don't know what you mean, Mrs. Hamilton.
Oh, come on. I'm talking about you and Angela.
I'm sorry. It's just one of those things, I guess. As soon as we saw each other.
She didn't encourage you?
No, not at all.
I see. Obviously, you can't stay here. I'd like you to leave before Angela comes back. It can be today, or you can work out the rest of the week. It's up to you.
There'll be a lot of clearing up after today. It's only fair if I stay and help.
Fine. I'm sure Rosie could do with some right now.
Mr. Mason?
Oh.
Oh, good. You made it. I think there's still some champagne left.
What's going on?
What?
That boy, the one who just went out.
Paul?
What on earth is he doing here?
Oh, he's our gardener. Paul Clark. Do you know him?
Well, I don't know what he's playing at, but you just went halfway around the world to find him. That's Paul Shepherd.
So, Paul Shepherd has been outed, and so has Patsy McManus, whose son Steve isn't allowed in the room between 1:30 and 2, so he goes and watches it in his own room. Good one, Steve. Barbara was keen to out Pat the Rat today when she said, "You really are a sad woman, Patricia." Sandy Roberts and others were thrilled to notice that the word sado has been included in the new Oxford English Dictionary, although she doesn't agree with the definition they've given. And she has that Atari game system like Kevin, with Pac-Man, so there. Does anyone actually remember seeing Barbara and Gordy together? They seem to have gone straight from just good friends to a tearful parting without so much as a little snogging in between. Or did I miss something? Will also saw dear old Brian Blaine in Return to the Blue Lagoon on the other side the other morning. He found seeing dreary old Gordy in an exotic location akin to finding a cagoule in Fiona Thompson's wardrobe. See you tomorrow, 1:05. 1:30.